In this video, we'll take a look at how the channel performed last month, September 2024. There's two stats to look at here, the current views and then how that stacks up to what the channel average typically is. You can see we did just over 1 million views, which was down by 110,000 from the norm. Watch time was up 267,000 hours, which is 51,000 hours more than usual. 1,700 subscribers, which is down 650 compared to what it normally should be. And revenue's up $6,600, up $1,300 from the average. Now there's a lot of reasons why some of this is. One of the big reasons is Bannerlord content is down lately because the game hasn't had an update in a very long time. And CK3 content is up, so that has helped counteract some of that. You can see the watch time typically will correlate with your revenue. So if your watch time goes up a lot, your revenue is going to go up a lot. If your views go up a little bit, it will increase your revenue a little bit, but it's typically watch time that makes the biggest difference. And we'll see that when we go into the advanced mode. Let's go over there. So I went ahead and filtered by videos that happened in September. So this is going to be long form videos. This is not showing shorts, and it's also not showing live streams. Now, if we go down to our list, you could see most of the ones in the top 10 are actually longer videos. So 3.5 hours, 3.5 hours, 2.5 hours, just over 2 hours, and then another 2.5 hour roughly. So a lot of these videos that performed quite well were the ones that were getting the watch time. If most of these were on the bottom of the list and you could see maybe some of these 8-minute videos or the 20-minute videos were on the top, the watch time wouldn't be nearly as much and the revenue would be a lot lower. So we got pretty fortunate with the CK3 DLC that came out. So 2 of those CK3 videos did really well. This Spartacus video has been out for a little over a year and it just always have done well. I don't really understand why. And then I released a Bannerlord Grandma Guide that's 2.5 hours this month. So that one is doing okay. That's why it was on the list. So that's the long form. Let's go ahead and look at live streams. So typically I don't live stream very much on this channel. It would be maybe once or twice a month when I had time because of my kids. But this month I've made a concerted effort to live stream every Saturday, and you could see the results here. Most of these in the top 10 are ones that I've done this month. So the Realm of Thrones mod was something that I started. I did it every week until the series pretty much lost interest and died out. But for that time, we were able to get 107,000 views. Typically for this channel, if I don't do any live streams, we'll get about 25 to 30,000 views a month on just previous live streams that I've done. They just get a little bit of views trickling in. But when I do a couple new live streams, this will shoot up to 100, maybe up to 200,000 views. And you can see the revenue is also up by 1,200, which is almost entirely that 1,300 that it's up for the month. So live streaming does help the revenue quite a bit. And it's really fun to interact with people in the live chat. So I'm definitely going to try and make more of an effort to do more live streams moving forward, especially keeping it consistent so that I can live stream every Saturday. And if I could pick up a second day consistently, then I'll add that. Now, finally, let's head over to the actual library of content that we have, and we'll look at video by video just to see how they did. So September, we started off on September 13th. We did the Beginner's Grandma Guide to Bannerlord. This video performed pretty poorly compared to what most videos do in the channel. You could see this gray area right here is the range that most videos fall into. And you can see the blue line is what it actually did, and it's following the very bottom of that graph. So typically by this time, a video would be somewhere between 32 and 91,000 views. It's a pretty wide range, and unfortunately this one was towards the bottom. Now this one actually did have a sponsorship on it as well. So this was the first sponsor deal that I've taken on the channel since I've started it 3 years ago. So that was pretty exciting, but I'm a little bummed that the sponsor video didn't get the views that it was supposed to. So we'll have to make a second video for these guys to keep them happy and fulfill the contract for that, but not a big deal. We'll deal with it in stride. I suspect this video will continue to chug along for the next year or 2, maybe even 3 years at about 1,500 views every 2 days. And then what typically happens is you'll get a DLC that comes out or a patch or maybe a new really big mod that draws a lot of players back in, and then you're going to get new interest from beginners that are looking for beginners guides, and you'll see this start to shoot up a little bit. But I'm pretty happy with this one still. I just wish it had done better for the sponsor. Let's look at the next video. Now the next one was the infamous I'm selling my channel. This was not meant to be clickbait. I did put the sort of in there to because I did sell off parts of the channel to some of my partners. But you can see here, these videos generally, when you do like a quote unquote channel update, you know, hey, this is what we're doing. Generally, those videos don't do very well. And you can see here, this one's below the bottom of our typical range. So what, not really unexpected, but what I didn't expect was how negative the reaction was. You can see there's a huge backlash in people unsubscribing because they really don't want to see more than one person on the channel. Totally understandable. I just didn't think it would be this drastic. And actually, this isn't even the whole picture. This means that somebody unsubscribed while they were watching this video. If they finished the video or they clicked off and went to the main channel and unsubscribed from there, that doesn't get counted in this statistic. It gets accounted for somewhere else, which I'll show you right now. So if we go to our live count view, you can see right here, there's a dip. And I've never, in the entire history of this channel, 3 years, I've never had a day where I lost more subscribers than I gained. So this was definitely a new experience for me. But you can see we went from 405 to 324. So we lost 75 subscribers, about 80 subscribers in that one day. But typically the channel will do about 70 to 80 subscribers per day. So it's not just that we lost 80, but we should have gained 80. So it's actually double that. So we technically lost about 160 subscribers just for that one day. And then the second day, it was much slower than it typically is as well. And then it kind of went back to normal. So all the people that were pissed off, they've kind of been shaken off, and then we're back on our normal trajectory now. But yeah, that was an important video. I wanted to make sure that we weeded out the people that were going to be offended by that. I'd rather do it in a video where I'm explaining it rather than doing it in a video where they just get surprised, like, who the hell is this guy?
Who the f is that guy?
So now let's talk about the other videos. So this is the first video not done by me on the channel. This was done by Griff Gaming. It is a very old game and it's not that popular on Steam. If you notice on Steam, the player count for this game is usually around 1 to 2,000 people per month. And he managed to get 23,000 views. It's not even been a full month. So basically 10x what the total amount of players for this game is. So very impressed with that. The editing is phenomenal on this one. And this one will probably follow the same trajectory as I mentioned, that other beginner's guide. It'll probably do between 1 and 2,000 views per month all the way, for every 2 days. It'll probably do that for the next 1 or 2 years, maybe even longer, and it'll just continuously go upward. So very, very happy with this one. And you can see we did lose a bunch of subs from that other video and we gained a bunch back. So good job on that, Griff. And then we've got a couple of the disappointments. So I spent a very long time working on these videos, mostly on the back end doing data collection and testing. But unfortunately, these videos were not well received. Probably a lot has to do with how I packaged it. I think I could have been a bit more clickbaity on this to get people to click, but I didn't feel like it. And so we took a hit for that. But more importantly, this video was mostly to get some experience with making the database for Kingdom Come Deliverance, because KCD2 is going to be released early next year. And I want to do the exact same thing for it next year, because when the game's popular, these types of videos will do much better. And we want to create an ecosystem where you can find any information about the game that you want all in one place. So that's what we're trying to do. So that's mainly why I did that. And I actually did 3 of these videos. You can see the first one did only 4,000 views. Second one's at 2,000 views and just barely getting a trickle. It's got 99 views every 2 days, which is abysmal. I've got videos that I've done 2.5 years ago that get more views than this now. So pretty wild. I did not expect these videos to do this poorly, but like I said, the main impetus for making these wasn't necessarily to make these views. So it is what it is. And then a couple more things. We did release a couple videos that are for members only. So this is something that we're going to focus on moving forward, is making a few videos that people can watch if they're members. So this is how I make a thumbnail. I showed you all the steps that I went through. You can see I gave Henry a golden grill. I had to Photoshop some stuff onto him and do all that. So if you want to see how that works, you can check out memberships. And then Griff did a video on how the Notion page is made. We haven't quite released it yet, but once we finish the databases, we'll release that all to the members only. And then the last thing I want to talk about is the YouTube members and Patreon. Now, I'm not going to display Patreon because it's kind of a pain to switch back and forth. But typically Patreon mimics what YouTube members are. So you can see right now, currently we're at 47. In the month of September, it actually went up by 4. Members gained 6, actually, it says. So typically this will correlate with how often I stream. The more I stream, the more members will get. And that's usually because most of the members come from streams, which I would like to change that up a little bit and try and get more from the comment section and just for the videos. So we're unrolling a bunch of new perks and stuff. I'll make a dedicated video for that. I don't want to go into that too deep, but just know that you should see more stuff that's geared towards members only content or perks and whatnot. So more live streaming. Hopefully we'll get more members from that, and that'll help that part of the business. So that wraps it up. I'm going to put this on the full year 2024 review. And like I said, I'll try and do this once a month so you guys can see how the channel's doing. And at the end of the year, I'll do an actual full recap of the channel and kind of talk about strategies that we implemented, whether they worked or not, and then what we're going to try and implement for the next year. So for next month, we're going to try to do more of the same. We're going to publish more videos, probably a few more KCD videos. I've got a Bannerlords video that I think will do pretty well, and then a bunch more Bannerlord videos, the tactics videos, which always do really well. I need to get back to making some of those. So we should see an increase in views as well as subscribers once those go live. But let me know what you think on this. Was this useful? Is this interesting? Is this a waste of time? Hopefully, if there's enough interest, I will continue to do this monthly. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you guys on the next one. Take care.